Are you feeling overwhelmed by constant distractions? Like yesterday, you promised yourself that I'm gonna complete my task tomorrow, and when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do is to check your notifications. And by checking your notifications, you saw some celebrity having a biggest wedding or maybe something else that keep you hooked in. And it took you around hour or maybe 2 hours to go to the bathroom. And you might be caught in a cycle of endless scrolling that ruined your day. You may promise yourself a productive day only to end up realizing you accomplished nothing but forgettable content as hours slip away. You feel empty inside, and it can feel like your mind is becoming foggy. This is because of brain rot, which affects not just you but most of today's younger and older generations. So, what is brain rot? Well, studies have shown that brain rot is a state of mental fogginess and cognitive decline, and it's because of excessive screen time. What leads to excessive screen time is a nonsense content that we watch every day. A good example of brain rot content would be those videos on TikTok where someone adds a Subway Surfer video and Family Guy video side by side. You know what I mean, videos like that. And that overstimulation content we consume every day is rotting our brains and making our memory weak. Like we watch content that we won't even remember the next day. Whenever you are on TikTok or Instagram Reels, it's like the more you do it, the more you want to do it. And did you know that it takes about 20 to 30 minutes to regain full focus after a distraction? And brain rot is not just for social media stuff. Anything that gives you constant stimulation will consider brain rot. Even before the internet, a person who watched TV for 7 or 8 hours were considered brain rot. If we go way back, reading too much novels were considered brain rot because they were just reading for their pleasure. They were not learning anything from it. Thing is, if something is rotting your brain for hours upon hours and you're addicted to it, it will describe as brain rot. And personally, I think today's generation have more stimulated and high dopamine stuff. Back in the day, there were only few things that gives you constant pleasure. While brain rot may not be a medically recognized term, the symptoms associated with are real and can significantly impact our daily life. It's not just a funny term. Most people think brain rot is just a skibbity toilet stuff. Believe me, it's more than that. And it's a serious issue that many of us face. You might notice that you're struggling to focus, feeling overwhelmed by all the information out there, or maybe you find your productivity plummeting. It's like your brain is constantly buzzing but not really getting anything done. And let's not even start on how it impacts our mental well being, anxiety, stress, organizing information, solving problems, making decisions, and even feelings of burnout can creep in when you're stuck in this cycle of distractions. Imagine you're reading a news article, and while you're reading, you get the notification that your friend posted a new photos. And by the time you come back, you forgot what you are reading. This constant interruption makes your brain weaker. And it's pretty alarming how our brains are reacting to the endless stream of notifications and digital noise. If I go back to 2010 or 2011, the internet was different. Like, for example, there was no short form content. I think short form content starts from an app called Vine, if I'm not wrong, where creators makes a 6-second video. A lot of things were different back then. Most people use internet on their desktops and content was much different. It was not like something we see today. I think things started when everyone got smartphones in their pockets. It's easy to access wherever you are. You can just take it out of your pocket and just start scrolling. I don't know why we have to be stimulated all the time. Like our brains are so used to instant gratification. Every time we want something or we want more and more, we don't want to get bored. Like I see most people can't walk without having their AirPods so they can stay constantly stimulated. I can give you a lot of examples. If someone parked their car for like 10 or 20 minutes, they will start using their phone for no reason. And it's not like they're gonna call or text someone, just scrolling. And toddlers can eat their breakfast without watching something on their iPad. If someone is cleaning their room, they start playing music or podcasts. We just can't sit with our own thoughts for a few minutes. We never thought what will be the consequences when we will get old if we keep doing this. Young kids' attention spans are shrinking, low eyesight is becoming a common issue for young children because of excessive screen time. And personally, I think after pandemic things got worse. Even after it ended, its consequences still exist today. We have no idea how much time we are wasting. Have you ever felt like when you're playing a game, when the loading screen pops up, you started to think, what am I doing? What have I achieved yet in my life? It's not like you're in some kind of stress or anxiety, just a questions that comes to mind. Well, I had this feeling and I remember there was a one game, I can't remember its name, but it was on my Xbox. I wanted to unlock all achievements, and when I did unlock all the achievements after spending hours upon hours, I started to thinking, who's gonna see those achievements? Like, seriously, will I get congratulation messages tomorrow from people? Like, who's gonna care what I earned? It's just a digital achievement. It's not like I don't play any video games. I still play, but have you thought about it? What are we doing? So, how can we get away from distractions? Well, I know most of us can't get away from all of this, but we can do things in moderation. Obviously, most people can't leave social media. I'm not here to tell you that you should delete these apps or stay away from the internet. Obviously, it's not the internet, it's the content that is on the internet and some addictive apps that keep us glued to our screens. And we're living in a time where if you tell someone that you're not on Instagram or Facebook or maybe TikTok, they will make fun of you, especially in younger generation. So first, unfollow those accounts that keeps you distracted all the time. Like, do you really care about the lives of a people who you never even met in your life and you're never gonna meet them? So fill your feed with something that gonna motivates you or fill it with something that will educate you and also turn off your notifications. It will help you to complete your task. And second, try to go outside, hang out with your friends, have some social interactions. And also try to read books, like actual books, not Amazon Kindle or something. And honestly, the best way to use social media in moderation is to download these apps on your desktop. If you're going to use it on your desktop, trust me, you're not gonna use it like you use it on your smartphone. But I know most of you won't do this, but at least give it a try. Computers take slightly more effort to use than a smartphone. You can't be laying down and using it or taking a walk with your eyes glued to it. I suppose it is slightly the same, but it's still less addictive than a smartphone. And make a schedule so you can manage time better. Anyway, thanks for watching and subscribe to my channel if you really like my video.